DBS plays.
Well, the reason I have to be careful is because I have like some kind of like full or inflated muscle or something in my muscles that like has swelled up or something like that because of all the coughing and stuff I've been doing. Because I've been sick for a while, or I was sick for a while, had a bunch of coughing and sneezing. Apparently, over time, that has caused my muscles to, you know, in like my side, around my left boob, that you know, I've been having problems with it, and you know, so I've been having to be careful about whenever I cough or sneeze because it really hurts actually when I do that. It's been slowly getting better, but you know, I don't know if anyone's ever experienced something like that before. Who was listening to this? I mean, who have experienced it? Oh, it just brings me up here. Okay. But anyway, you know, I gotta say that this game, it does have that appealing look to it. Like, this is the kind of pixel art I'm fine with. I'm just so sick of pixel art games in general. Just that, you know, with Sonic, it's, I guess because a lot of the pixel art games don't look all that appealing. This is one that looks more appealing. Maybe me being a Sonic fan helps that, but like, you know, it just has more of an appealing look than some of the more modern pixel art games. But they are so oversaturated. But anyway, in the indie scene, and I get it. You know, I'm pretty sure I've talked about this before, but like, I get it. You know, limited budget, so that might be the best they can do. But you know, still, it's just kind of eh. But anyway, let's see here. So in any case. Yeah, Sonic, this kind of reminds me, the thing that makes me, what this makes me think of is like it's a Sega Saturn game that's been remastered, or, you know, well, yeah, remastered with like some more modern stuff and widescreen and all that. That's what it kind of feels like. Now, I know the Sonic Mania team went on to create Penny's Big Breakaway, which came out, was it either last year or 2023? It was one of those years. But, let's see here. Oh, okay, sure. But yeah, Sonic, let's see. They went on to create Penny's Big Breakaway, and I'm sure it's a fun game overall. I've seen stuff of it. I've watched Nitro Rad's review, and he says it's fine, it's alright, but it does have some problems. And given that it's a $40 game, when similar games cost like a lot less than that, or sometimes, well, not always free. Usually the shorter games are free, but shorter games that are similar to that are usually free, but anyway, but you can't really argue with free, honestly. But it still looks fine. It's just that it doesn't look good enough to pay for like $40 for it, 30 or $40 for it. And also, I think Sonic has proven something. A lot of these games that play similar to Sonic are very inspired by Sonic. They've proven one thing. Or it seems like they've proven one thing. While people do like the gameplay of Sonic, you know, that's the most important thing to them, I think it's also just the appeal of the characters and it's the appeal of the characters, the look of the characters, the whole story. I think that does, like, you know, it's just got an appealing art style. Most of the games do anyway. So I just think that I think that's the thing about Sonic, is it's so appealing. He's got such an appealing, you know, like, characters, design, like they're very endearing. I think I've heard one person use. I guess that's correct. Okay, well, I got that checkpoint. I'm actually down here. But yeah, like, I think that Sonic just has an appealing, it's just appealing looking, appealing art style. So that's partially why a lot of these, like, Sonic clones, I guess you could say, if you were to be a little more cynical about it, Sonic clones just aren't as... Whoa now. Don't you dare do that. Okay, anyway. I was supposed to say, if you were about to just tease me with that and then not let me, you know, not allow me to actually go into the special stage when I'm trying to get all the emeralds, you know. But anyway. And that's the thing that, like, a lot of these Sonic clones are missing. Is the appealing character designs. And I understand they can't just make them look like Sonic characters, but like all the time, but I don't know, it's just Sonic just looks more appealing to me. Sonic has a more appealing, you know, it just, everything is more appealing, which is why it was so frustrating whenever, you know, they changed the characters a lot in the 2010s. Gosh, dang it. Hey, yeah, that's why it was really frustrating when they changed them so much in the 2010s. But they still had appealing looks, at the very least. So so the character you look at as you play the game, you know, looks appealing, and you know, everything is appealing about the game, or about the games. Well, okay, not everything, but you know what I mean. So, like, art style, graphics, and everything do actually matter in games. While yes, it is true that gameplay is the most important thing about games, art style and everything, and the story and everything around it still matters. Just, you know, just not as much as gameplay. It's also something I thought about with a lot of the indie games. Technically, this is, I guess you could say this is kind of an indie game. It's just, you know, published and everything. It's just based on a bigger mainline, you know, like AAA type series. The thing about not every indie game has this problem, but the problem with a lot of indie games, they're inspired by older stuff that we liked in the past, and sometimes even improves upon some of that stuff. There's always, and the reason I don't always try to make this argument is because I can't fully finish what I mean, because I don't know how to finish it. or what it is. It always feels like there's something missing. It always feels like there's something missing with a indie project that is trying to be like, you know, like this, or like a 3D platformer or something. It always feels like there's something missing. That just makes it not as good as either the older games or just AAA games in general with that idea. Or, you know, with... Okay, AAA games have sucked a lot. A lot of AAA games have sucked over the years, over the past few years. But that makes it extra frustrating. Because indie games are fulfilling what we really want in some ways, but again, there's always something missing with indie games. And I think it's that AAA budget. I think it's that I mean, okay, not billions of dollars or millions of dollars worth. Not that kind. But I'm just saying the okay, I wasn't sure if there's anything down here or not. But it feels like there's always something missing with indie games. And I think having a bigger budget that's at least closer to a AAA game kind of helps that. It kind of helped. I don't know quite how to say it, but like, there's a lot of those indie games where that just feels like a problem. Where like, it's just going really slow up there. But that just seems to be a thing where like, oh wait, am I meant to come down here? Okay, maybe I am. I forgot. I don't know. It's as I'm talking, I keep forgetting. Okay, yeah, that's right, because I had the checkpoint there. Wow, I was really close to the. Yeah. Yeah, there's something that, like, I've been playing certain games that, like, they're fun for a while, but then I get a little bored of them, and I feel like there's a lot of indie games, like, there's something, it just feels like there's something missing. Even if it's, like, technically more advanced than, like, an older game from back in the day, it just feels like there's something missing with a lot of these indie games that are inspired by the past. Again, not every single one of them, and I know not everyone's gonna have the same opinion as me, but that's fine. But there's just something missing. I'm just saying, as I'm repeating a lot, feels like there's something missing that AAA games usually fulfill, if they do that kind of stuff. Because, like, you know, I could play a Crash Bandicoot-like game, but then there's something missing, and okay, and I don't think it's just the character designs. I'm not saying it's just the appeal of the characters, or you know, I mean, that helps, but there's something missing with, like, the character appeal and the appeal of the world in general for these indie games. And I can't quite put my finger on it. That, like, most AAA games have, or, you know, games made by who would become AAA developers and publishers. And I don't know what it is. But yeah. Now, there was someone who was able to explain why some of these Sonic, like 3D Sonic games, some of these 3D Sonic games, clones haven't been as good as, like, actual Sonic. Something I've heard was like, something like, okay, okay, let's see if I can explain it right. It's something about how, like, you know, it actually might be a good thing to have, you know, where, you know, some people have complained about how, like, 3D Sonic games, like, when it comes to loops and stuff, like, there's not a lot of momentum, and it's not based on your momentum, it's actually just, you know, a lot of stuff is pre-programmed, and, you know, just meant to be, like, eye candy and everything, look cool, spectacle, all that stuff. And I understand that complaint. There's someone who brought up a good point. Sometimes it's good to let that happen, because you see a lot of, when you see a lot of these games that, like, are based on it, but they give you full control, sometimes it just doesn't translate as well. And that's a really good point. And I'll be right back. And we're back. What was that? Oh yeah. The Sonic Momentum thing is that, like, yeah, the spectacle. It just, you know, but the spectacle of everything, like, that is kind of part of the charm of Sonic, is whenever, you know, you make it look fast and everything, it's okay to take control away from you for a little bit, for some of these moments. But, like, if you look at some of the clones, like, where they give you full control, a lot of people mess up a lot of the times, but then you just gotta learn it. But it just doesn't feel as good. Whereas Sonic, where it kind of takes away control a little bit, that's fine. Now, the problem with Sonic Forces was it took too much control from you. It was way too automated, straightforward. Which was a problem with most, like, that's how I felt a lot of these Boost Formula Sonic games. A lot of the Boost Formula Sonic games, this one isn't it, but was that, like, it always felt like they were taking too much control from you. Well then Sonic Forces comes out and makes that even worse. So actually may end up making me appreciate some of the other Boost Formula Sonic games even more. Oh yeah, the giant rings thing. Yeah, Boost Formula Sonic was like, it always felt like it took too much control from you, and then that one was just cross the line. But yeah, Sonic, yeah. That was the thing. That was one reason why a lot of us preferred the adventure gameplay, was because you had, like, way more control, except for stuff like loops and, you know, certain moments. But, like, Sonic, yeah. You get the idea. Ooh. Oh, okay. I don't know if this is going to lead me to any good place. Is that okay? That isn't it. Oh no. Wait. There we go. Nice. Sorry. Say that to my friends sometimes as a joke. Because it's, you know, cringy. But anyway. Yeah, sorry I keep leaving, folks. Or pausing it. But at least I'm pausing it, not just leaving me all hanging. Oh yeah, this is the whole, made a new character out of, like, the upside-down Robotnik here. Someone definitely had an imagination. But, yeah. But like, okay, so like I was saying something about a Crash Bandicoot type game. Well, like, I could play a Crash Bandicoot type game, but there's gonna feel like there's something missing, and not just because it's not Crash Bandicoot. It's because there's something that it's lacking. But I just wish I could explain what it is. I don't know if it's because the budget isn't as good, so there's something, so it feels like there's something missing because there is something they couldn't afford. But I don't know. It's just, this is a really annoying boss fight, as you can see. But anyway. But yeah, I just wish that some of these indie games could just have that, scratch that itch, I guess you could say. Again, like I keep saying, this doesn't apply to every indie game. There are some genuinely really good indie games that, you know, whether or not they're inspired by the past, are actually genuinely good. Outside of, you know, like they... Basically for me, I just want good games. Indie, not indie, I just want good games.